At the Rink, an American Dream in East Rutherford, New Jersey, just outside of New York City, is where we are for the 2024 USA Curling Men's and Women's National Championships. And we are down to the playoffs, and right now set for the Page playoffs here in what should be a very exciting finish to the week in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Here is the table from round robin that finished up last night with John Schuster over Korey Dropkin to go to 7-0. Dropkin suffering his second loss of the round robin. But those are our 1-2 seeds, and that will be our feature game here this afternoon. And Danny Casper and Wesley Wendling right behind, and Wendling winning the tiebreaker this morning over Ethan Sampson 9-5 with points in 5 consecutive ends. So that will be our second game of the Page here between Casper and Wendling. The winner of that will face the loser of our match between Schuster and Dropkin, with, of course, the winner advancing to tomorrow's final, which will come your way at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 Central. So another heavyweight battle between the top two teams in the United States, with Korey Dropkin going up against John Schuster. And the percentage numbers last night were pretty impressive. We'll get to that in just a moment as we take a look at the two teams. We can tell you John Landsteiner still under the weather a bit, but for Korey Dropkin, he's still Andrew Stapera, Mark Fenner, Thomas Howell. That's the lineup they've used all week. It got them to a 5-2 record. But for Team Schuster, Colin Huffman has been in at the second all week, and they've been alternating between Matt Hamilton and John Landsteiner. Landsteiner, as I mentioned, still under the weather, so Matt Hamilton will be there as the lead, with Colin Huffman the second, followed by Chris Plies and, of course, John Schuster. So here is our Page matchups. John Schuster and Korey Dropkin, Daniel Casper against Wesley Wendling. And on the women's side, the 1-2 seeds, it's Sarah Anderson and Tabitha Peterson. And then we'll have Strauss and Shield. Miranda Shield, the reigning junior national champions, advancing in the tiebreaker this morning as well. And we are underway. Joe Tollison, 2018 Olympic gold medal winner Tyler George. And the result of being the number 1 seed, John Schuster, got to pick rocks, also hits the hammer here in the first end.
They're ready and raring today. Got going early. We had to rush into this thing here. But, yeah, it's running it back from last night. Same sheet, same two teams.
It's a noon start on the ticket. I have 11:57 on the clock, so we are a few minutes early indeed.
That would drive the networks crazy, but here in the booth we adjust as needed. See already a couple rocks in play. The tight center from Tom Howell to start things off, and Matt Hamilton, as he did pretty much all night last night. 4 foot in his pocket right to the top of the fours, and Howell following up. Maybe a little more aggressive start from both teams. We did talk, Joe, about 39. Early in the game, especially first half, Dropkin was a little bit conservative, especially with hammer. Didn't really draw when they had opportunities to go corner guards. Were hitting counters behind the tee with out in the wings too. Would like to see Korey, not necessarily without hammer, but when they do get hammer, maybe take a few more chances, throw some more draws. Try to use that advantage to get those 2s and 3s instead of just trading hits.
Matt Hamilton with his second, and you mentioned that key to last night. The first 2 ends in which John Schuster got points, he had the hammer and he got 3.
Yeah, good hammer efficiency from Team Schuster. That's a hallmark for John's squads.
They're at 76% for this week in hammer efficiency.
That's a ridiculous number. 76% hammer efficiency. A good number on tour is going to be in the high 20s, probably 30. If you're scoring 75% of the time 2 or more with hammer, that's a near impossible number to overcome for your opponents.
Clean.
If you assume they have hammer 5 times in a game, which John hasn't all that often because they've stolen so much too. Do the math. I mean, that's a ton of points.
Hard. No roll. Tongue in the yellow.
Second stone
hard.
from Tom Howell.
Here they want
to
the
get
soft
it out.
paint too.
Very nice. Good sweep.
Nice shot from
11.
Cooch, Mark Fenner. You hear the Cooch chants throughout the arena again today. Mark's nickname.
So last night, these two teams, and we're 17 hours away playing again. Anything that either team can take from last night into today?
Last night was kind of a feeling out game, a statement game, not that much at stake. Obviously, both teams would like to get the top seed and get the hammer for this game, as Schuster did. You see Huffman coming up short and over curling. Not a real good effort there. A little surprised maybe by the speed. But
Tap it a foot.
they know each other so well. It's
Top
not like
four,
there's a lot of
T-line.
surprises. Again, it's not a feeling out thing as much as just let's see who can get that statement win. For the winning team, they feel good about it. For the losing team, you just try to wipe it away. Really doesn't have a ton of impact on this game outside of the hammer. But I think it would have meant a lot more for Dropkin to win that game, just to show John here at the Nationals in a playoff caliber game, we can beat this team. Psychologically, it makes a huge difference. But I think Korey needs to take the action to John early in this game. Keep the pressure on.
Keep going, keep going, keep
They
going.
can get a lead at the break. I think they have a great chance of winning the game. Obviously, if you're ahead, you have a better chance. But I think you don't want to get behind against John. That's the key. It's going to be really difficult for Korey to come back if they get behind.
6th meeting at the Nationals between these two teams. And John Schuster has won 4 of the previous 5. The one win for Korey Dropkin back in 2016. And how about for shooting numbers last night?
I remember
Tyler?
that game. I played in that game. Korey was unbelievable. They deserved to win.
How about shooting numbers last night? Matt Hamilton, 98. Colin Huffman, 98. Chris Plies, 97. John Schuster, 96.
We do tend to see percentages favoring the players. They probably weren't that high, but still, I wouldn't doubt at all that they're in the 90% range, right in that area. So really a strong performance from Schuster. The rock positioning, the key. You know, they'll make the doubles here and there and the rolls and things like that, but the freezes, the bumps, the positioning by Schuster and dictating the action, keeping Dropkin's team chasing, controlling the forefoot, that's a hallmark of John's game. He wants to be first in. He wants to keep his opponents chasing. He wants his rocks in the house before the opponent's undercover.
Andros Tapera with his first here in the first end as we're just underway. Glad you joined us.
Room.
Those two guards are lined up in a way that it favors Dropkin. But they still want to line this up so that if they play the run back, it sticks.
Good spot.
It might just be nose and they both go right now. And that's what Schuster's looking at.
Numbers last night for Korey Dropkin. Tom Howell, 95%. Mark Fenner, 86. Andrew Tapera, 79. Korey Dropkin, 89. You talked about John Schuster wanting to take the initiative in these. How much of those numbers is because they're having to react and probably make a little more difficult shot to get out of situations that John's put them in?
Well, they're really not bad numbers either. I mean,
right.
if you're playing in the 80s, generally you're in pretty good shape. High 80s is championship level numbers for even world competition. So really, it's more just about, like we said, dictating the action, having the right positioning. A little drag, a bit of a mistake on where they hit that stone. Does clear things open, but maybe didn't quite look at the drag angle as much there. Mostly concerned with opening the center up, though.
Yeah. 10-5. Yeah, you like that, though? Yep. Hard.
So hit and roll here from Andrew Tapera.
This is over curling already. Really soft for the weight that they were looking for. Trying to play control, and that's just a little more than hack, probably bored. Good job by Dropkin to avoid the jam on that back stone, but not a real well-thrown rock there from Tapera. Maybe a little fresh track on the center.
I think 8-5 does it, though. Firm.
Chris Plies with his second.
Plies playing, we heard 8-5, so a little firm. Trying to get a flat roll towards the corner and that rock in the back 12s and avoid the backing. That's why they're playing the weight they are. So they don't jam on that yellow.
Girl. Well, it's fine. It's fine. Leave it right where it is.
And just beak it is. And same situation for Dropkin now. Can't really roll over because of that jam, but they're content to nose. There's really no double for Schuster if this is on the nose, and it's a long roll to get over in that area to try to set up either a jam or to get behind the corner guard.
Well, first end on what is a little warmer day in here.
Okay.
As we get underway at the Rink at American Dream, and it seems that both sides are misjudging the curl here early on.
It's minor stuff. I mean, it's
Yeah.
first end things. I don't think that's anything to do with the temp, but we will keep an eye on if the ice holds up with the temperature the way it is. If it's warm in the arena, we could lose a little bit of speed. A lot of people in the area, too. That definitely raises the temperature with the larger crowd. I'm sure Sean Olesen and his crew expected this and prepared for it, but we'll keep an eye, especially in the second half of the game, if we end up losing speed or the ice gets flat.
Yeah, I mean, it does if I throw it soft. Yeah. I'm just thinking if I throw it like hard, we could theoretically might have a spot to roll.
In page playoffs here in the USA Men's and Women's National Championships. And so 3 other games going on right now as well. Sarah Anderson, Tabitha Peterson, Delaney Strauss against Miranda Shield, and Danny Casper against Wesley Wendling.
I believe we heard Schuster saying 9.
9. I think we can still roll buried under this thing with 9 and some shots.
Trying to play the roll all the way across to under the corner.
We're just trying to get it somehow reduced. Yep. Yep.
Out-turn hit and roll attempt here from John Schuster.
Girl. Hard, Maddie, go. Whoa.
Close to jamming, too. Does, but doesn't stick. Schuster just rolls to the top of the button. Now Dropkin can take a little run at the roll, but a conservative go at it. They really want to stick around and make sure they force Schuster. Just an intern
9-5.
pass, 9-5, normal weight for Dropkin.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And trying to roll
Should
to
throw a little bit more here, I think.
towards the corner, see if they can maybe tuck a piece.
Korey Dropkin's first of this match.
Close. Clean. Yep.
Howell trying to hold it
Yep.
for a roll.
Whoa. Yes. Roll anything. Roll it. Good.
And they give John a little different line to look at. He can decide if he wants to hit or draw. Looks like they're going to play inside out. Heard 10 from John, so control.
Hit a footprint.
A lot of room to roll on the
10.
inside towards the center.
Okay. You know what?
Force efficiency for Korey Dropkin this week, 63%.
I hit it with my broom.
Trying to improve that number in this first end.
Schuster thought he saw something on the ice, having Hamilton clean it up.
I don't expect this to go.
They did have an issue early this week in practice. We haven't had it at all during competition, but it was before they really had barricaded everything off around the rink. Somebody threw a French fry down.
Yep. Careful. Clean. Yep. Hard. Clean. Yep. Clean. Good.
Looks to be right on the nose for Schuster, no issue, but a force for Dropkin, a good result to start off this game.
So 1 for John Schuster as we are underway in this 1-2 matchup of the Page playoffs at the 2024 USA Curling National Championships.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
Back at the Rink at American Dream, Page playoffs. Danny Casper forced to one by Wesley Wendling in the 3-4 match on the men's side. On the women's side, Anderson and Peterson blank the first end. Sarah Anderson still with hammer, and Delaney Strauss forced to take one by Miranda Shield in that first end.
These early scores are more indicative of what you see for playoff type games. Points tougher to come across. All the teams a little tighter starting out. Didn't see any sheets with a bunch of rocks in play in the first. Hamilton with that tight center already to start off the second end.
Line's nice.
Tom Howell looking to place the corner guard.
Maybe just short of your pad. Okay.
When you were in competitions like this, Tyler, how much is a discussion and a mindset to maybe not be too defensive to start out, and still want to play your game and not, you know, and not have that mindset of we don't want to lose but go out to win? And I know we're kind of getting at semantics there, but
we didn't really play playoff games any differently than we did any other game, and it went to our pregame preparation, our in-game tactics. Everything was all about routine. If you start treating playoff games differently than regular games, then you're not in those routines. You're not in your comfort zone. So nothing about what we did for our playoff games, whether it was during the game, before, after, anything was any different than what we did for round-robin games or the third game in a tournament in the middle of nowhere in Saskatchewan in November. You know, you do all the same stuff because it keeps you in tunnel vision in those routines. And you don't let your mind get to that point that this is the national championship playoffs, so this is a much bigger deal. The routine really helps you stay away from that.
Matt Hamilton draws that around. There's a little bit of it showing. And second from Tom Howell.
Tommy playing the freeze.
Straight!
I heard Schuster say between ends he thinks that there's some more finish on this side of the sheet.
Yep!
See if this one turns over on Tommy.
Hard! Little bump! Hard! Hard! Right to it, right to it, right to it. 41. Good. Good speed.
Gets the nose and taps that back. 14-6. And we'll see if Dropkin does indeed attack a little more with hammer early in this 1-2 page playoff.
Colin Huffman's first.
Really impressed with Colin's game last night. He's been strong all week. Playing the best curling of his career right now.
Can't bounce on this line.
His opportunity to shine after a few years as the alternate, still rotating in and playing, but now getting some regular reps. Again, we talked about that big broom, but Colin's touch game so improved from previous years, being able to lob those stones down, make those freezes, hack weight shots. He's got the full complement going right now.
Now Mark Fenner.
Yep! Yep! Hard! Right to it, right to it.
Fenner clears the front, doesn't move anything around the house. That freeze by Huffman, changing the tactics a little bit with the angles playing into Schuster's hands.
Good play this, good throw another guard. What do you like, guard? You just threw this one.
So a little more aggressive play from Schuster, playing the guard as opposed to peeling out the corner. Might be enough space that Dropkin could have hit the top stone and rolled if they peeled the guard.
Easy.
And the outturn from Colin Huffman.
Got to curl all the way across the line. Really got to
His
go,
last
Chris.
of this second end.
Go with them for distance, Matt. Hard. Hard, need everything. Keep pushing. Keep pushing.
That's a little high. Second time that Huffman's come up a little short with some kind of draw attempt, that one being a guard. But first end we saw one over curl short as well.
Weight's good.
Mark Fenner, his
Clean.
second.
Heavy. Curl.
With an
Curl.
in-turn.
Fenner trying to move these around
Straight.
and roll under the corner
Whoa.
off the top as we were just talking about.
Whoa. Really
Like
nice.
that to sit. Pretty good shot from Fenner. Rolls to the open, but with the angles, now playing into Dropkin's hands, that guard leaving that side open was the wrong side to be for Schuster.
Can't throw it any more than like 10-5 probably.
What's that?
So really well done
Only
there.
have an inch of space.
Yeah, I was thinking 10, or 10-5 or 11 even.
10-5?
10-5.
Chris Plies with his first. What are the options here, Tyler?
Just hitting what they could see. I think they want to be close to nose. Might even try to roll in a little bit. They don't want to give up a three-point end to Dropkin, leaving that counter out there.
Keep pushing.
That's the danger spot. This really digging out here.
Okay, whoa. I don't think I want any.
Huffman gets it to turn over. Yeah,
Good throw.
not rolling in, keeping it open. So now Dropkin going with the draw under the corner. I like the way Korey's running this end right now. This is what we wanted to see early in the game yesterday. I like the draw here for sure for
We can
Korey.
hit the open one too.
Still got 4 shots left in this end. Play
Roll
that
into the
in-turn
corner
or
is
that
good.
out-turn draw they played.
Kinda like
There's
this.
no reason to hit that rock in the back.
Okay.
That rock is helping you if you draw under.
My first
changing
thought was
their
hit
mind
the open
maybe.
one. Nose.
Yeah, I don't
Nose or a
understand
hair
why
roll.
you feel you need to
Okay.
hit this stone. If you draw under the corner, it's
9-5.
playing into a jam for you. That rock is helping you. So I'm not sure if Stepera just doesn't want to draw, but it doesn't make any
Clean.
sense to play this shot.
Oh. Curl. Keep
They
going.
needed to curl to get the
Keep going.
nose.
Keep going. Good.
They do.
They'd sit third, but you could sit third playing
way,
the draw around and still use that yellow rock as a backing and be under the corner instead.
So you wanted to keep the yellow rock where the Dropkin rock is now and
Well, just
bring
throw
in behind the guard.
Throw the draw around on the out-turn side. That rock is helping you.
Clean.
Easier to
Close.
breathe. Whoa.
Whoa.
Curl.
Chris
Curl.
Plies with his second.
Keep pushing, Colin. Keep pushing.
Huffman turning it over to get to nose.
Stop curling on that. Okay. All right. Throw.
Our only
Same
concern is
weight.
He lobs a guard up.
Game is often described as chess
Same
on
weight.
ice, and
Yep.
we're getting insight to that here in the second end.
Playing the same shot. Now that doesn't play as much into a jam, but still the trading hits, it's like they're trying to keep
Yep.
the blank in play when they could be
Hard
attacking
then!
for 3. It's a lot of the same stuff we
Gotta
saw
go.
yesterday, and this is
Hard!
really tight out
Gotta
of
go!
Stepera's hand.
Hard. Whoa. On this one with me.
Yeah, that's really poor from Stepera.
I mean, I wonder if it's just a lob one through here to here. I mean, he still has the double, but at least it's. I mean, he also has the hole, you know, where to double roll him in here. Yeah. Like, I mean, I could also try to throw it all the way to here. It's pretty good.
While they're
I think if I
talking,
get
the
it all
reason
way
John
here,
is
wide too, it's good.
looking at drawing in and not guarding is there's an in-off for
That's
Korey,
fine.
so
Rather
John
than
would be
play that
guarding
than guard
2.
the hole and have him make that.
Exactly what he's saying there.
Yeah, I like
that
this.
in-off would be buried behind 3 guards, so
all the
John
way.
has to
I was
throw another
trying
one
to go
in.
to practice and was going almost to center line, so. And the speed was good. Jesus, it's slippery out here.
It is ice, no? What? All seriously, though. But what does he mean? There's obviously a difference there in the ice condition when he says it's
The
slippery.
outside paths are a little frostier, so
All right.
your gripper doesn't stick as much on it.
I was
Apparently
throwing
more so
400
than
and
usual, maybe again the
line
temperature
natural
difference in the
in
building.
practice. Yeah, so I think similar to that.
So a little outside the draw to the button path for Schuster. Still expect this to be right around the low 14s.
Felt good.
Let's go with
Close,
the
man.
out turn.
Where?
It's curling already.
That slipperiness
Mine's
he
good,
talked
though.
about, is that something that sticks in your head when it comes to putting rocks on the outside as well?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just he slipped. He's
Okay,
just commenting on it.
7.
14 should be there.
Yep, go ahead then. Yep.
That's a good shot from Schuster. Good placement. Dropkin may be able to come through that hole maybe with hack. Thinking maybe they'll play that double right now anyways around behind their own stone off the winger.
Now. Yeah,
Now looking at
rock.
coming through the port.
And then we have this for 2. Okay. Sit shot rock. Basically try to get shot rock right now. Out turn.
They could come through with hack weight with the in turn through the hole and hit the one that John just threw.
I just don't want to end up over rolling. I'd like to keep this here, and I'm thinking about throwing 9-5 to get through here.
Well, another lengthy discussion. We saw that last night as well, Tyler.
If it's here, we're here. He's not blasting.
First 6 ends, they used up a lot of clock.
Yeah.
That's a key spot for Korey. He knows they really need to figure out how they want to play these last 2. So he wants to get shot right now. I think they probably want to cross this a little bit with 9-5. Hit it on the low side, which is across the face of it. Have the shooter roll to maybe set up a Christmas tree angle. Just doesn't want to nose, as that might leave a double back for Schuster.
So key shot here in the second end, the first for Korey Dropkin.
Yep. Yes.
Hard. Hard.
This is curling early.
Hard. Hard.
Hard.
Really close to
whoa.
the guard. That's on the guard now. Didn't look like Dropkin got out to that one, just a little bit snug.
It's just a guard hit. Okay. I mean, we don't have to even get to the center line, I don't think, but.
Now Schuster comfortable guarding because they do have second count. The in-off for Dropkin's only for 1.
Mine, I think, will finish pretty good, though. So.
Very likely what Dropkin will be playing, too.
Touch center, right?
If Schuster makes this guard
Touch
and
center,
in-off
boys.
for a single point against 2. So a big early shot, possibly upcoming for Dropkin.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Do my best. I'm just flying today on this slippery ice, so do my best here.
Last stone of the second end for John Schuster.
Really?
Okay, let it run.
Just looking to put up a guard.
Call him
Probably
down,
going to have
man.
to go to finish.
Okay, it's going to have to curl.
It's got to curl a mile.
It's got to curl. Go.
Go, Maddie, go!
Hamilton has to finish this.
Whoa!
Take
whoa,
that port
good,
away.
good, good.
It's going to be really tight. Should be fine. I don't think Dropkin's playing that rock back. He is looking at it.
Yeah. Seems like 9-5.
It's whichever one he wants to play for 1. He's got soft weight run on this yellow to the number 1 counter. He has the in-off. And he is going to play the short one with yellow. Doesn't think there's a lot of risk.
Throughout the week, a force efficiency of 71% for John Schuster.
He's going to curl a little bit here.
He'll accomplish that goal here.
So hair more.
Korey Dropkin off the hack, and
Close.
Yes.
his
Hard.
last of the second end.
Hard!
Trying
Hard!
to run this in.
Really need to hold the line. Oh, great sweep there. Big shot from Dropkin early for that single point. Could have been 3-0 with any miscue there, but Korey comes through and we got a ball game.
So 1-1 after 2 as we continue with these page playoffs at the USA Curling National Championships. And Steve's Curling Supplies, America's #1 curling equipment supplier for over 50 years, is proud to support USA Curling. No matter your skill level or budget, Steve's Curling Supplies has all the top products from the most popular brands in the sport. And right now, you save $10 on any purchase of $100 or more when you use the code USA Curling 10 at checkout. That's USA Curling 10. So go to stevescurling.com for all your curling needs. Back at the rink, an American Dream. Single on the first for Schuster, same for Dropkin in the second. We start the third end. And Tom Howell placing the guard. Can they get it to the center line? And they do.
5-6.
So fascination with these sheep that are now growing in number behind the sheets. Last night, just the two that were there, stirring up a buzz in the YouTube chat and group chats across the country. There are 4 out there today, so growing in number. A little concerned about
Line's good now.
the herd maybe taking over the arena at some point if they're going that, multiplying that quickly.
5 is great at that height of a guard. Right off then. Yeah.
Joel might have to get his Burger King war paint out again. The ketchup hot sauce packets and fend off this threatening herd. You see them behind to the left there. And they're watching the sheet today, too. Yesterday they were looking at each other. Now they're very focused on the curling game.
They've converted fans.
Keeping an eye on those sheep.
It's always straight. Yep. Yep.
Tom Howell second.
Yep.
Look at a freeze
Never
here.
off right now. Never off. Hard.
This is the line that
Dig, Andrew.
been digging and curling a lot in the first end. We saw Huffman come up short and over curl. Now this one crosses all the way to the other side. So seeing even more curl coming towards us with these in-turn draws than the out-turn going away.
You'd rather play this? I mean, you just made this is what I'm thinking. Yeah.
So Matt Hamilton second. You could hear John Schuster. He just wants him to do what he did with the first rock.
Yeah, exact same weight. Tap that rock just a few inches. Get to the inside.
Yep, gotta go then.
Playing the more consistent track.
That's really good though.
The out-turn side.
Hard, you can curl too if you want now. Straight, Chris, north-south, north-south. Hard, every inch.
He's trying to coax it into the house.
A little more. It's a good spot, Maddie, out of the way. Beauty.
And just throwing it to the top of the eights instead of moving that red stone.
Nose run.
Top four, top 8.
I don't think so. Then it angles it on ours. Forever.
First for Mark Fenner.
Where? Careful. Not yet. Top
Fenner
8, top 4.
trying to play
Clean.
top 4, top 8, and line up
Easy.
on their own
Right
red.
to it. Room. Right to it. Whoa.
Needs a little finish.
Curl. Just freeze. Just freeze.
You want to stay high.
Okay, it's a good spot.
And they like that angle too. I think Schuster may.
You get to the nose, these both go spinning.
He's going to try to
And you
blast
got
these.
any
And
space in there too? Get a little
should
inside
drag a
nose,
little
even better.
bit. Both
Firm.
Reds should go
Nose is good.
because of that drag effect again, just on the nose. They'd sit two and lose their own.
So Colin Huffman, hard off the hack.
Yes! Whoa! Whoa! That way, Colin.
And a little inside roll too. A nice shot from Huffman. So Dropkin now bailing
which
with
turn?
this setup. Well, if they can stick this on the nose, they're in pretty good shape. Be underneath their own guard. Both yellows will go. So just dead nose run for Cooch.
His final stone of the second
Whoa!
third
Curl!
inning, excuse me.
Curl!
There's
Curl!
one level at one. And does not get the nose.
Yeah, worst case scenario, rolls to a corner guard, leaves both yellows in.
You guys like guarding this one?
Or around the corner. And then third end. If they want to blank, they can blank.
Could also go here. I think I like this.
John's thinking he wants to make
John, you want
Dropkin
to do this?
run again.
It's fine. I think even nose is probably might not be terrible, to be honest. Back here, Colin.
Now trying to move these stones around. So all about
I think
the
I'd
angles you
rather go the
leave.
straighter turn.
A little surprised that they're bumping these around and
Back 12.
not going under the corner or guarding.
And Colin Huffman
Close.
Good.
turn on this as he lets it go.
Back line.
Okay, heavy clean then. Curl. Hard.
Looking for back line.
Hard.
Maybe a little soft. Trying to separate them.
Do you have a towel?
Dropkin looking to see if that second one catches the back of the third yellow. I think the double is probably all that's there, but still pretty good.
And for sure
Very
goes,
close
right?
to that.
It's close. I think so.
Very close to catching the back. Korey seems to think that the third yellow goes too. I don't think it matters. I think you're playing it regardless.
More, you're playing the double and hope you get the triple.
Oh,
Yeah,
going
he's gonna
by
hit
the
this
corner, so I don't know if it's-
Pretty close to nose, maybe a hair high. My call is I think it just papers by. Might touch it.
Curl. Curl. Whoa.
And let's see what we get here.
Good.
Oh, hits it thick. Got a little on the high side, shot it sideways. That goes out easy.
I think that hits you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Here you go, Chris.
So
Flaring.
smart to hit that a little high. If it's nose, it probably drags a little and maybe misses it. Good read there from Dropkin.
Brings up Chris Plies. Elsewhere, Danny Casper, 1 in the first, a steal of 2 in the second to lead Wesley Wendling 3-zip. Miranda Shield put up 2 in the second after giving up 1 in the first to Delaney Strauss to lead 2-1. And a force by Sarah Anderson on Tabitha
Line's good,
Peterson,
though.
but Peterson up 1-0 in that 1-2 matchup on the women's
Get
side.
room.
There's Chris
Easy,
Plies
easy.
Line's good.
trying to tuck this
14-8.
behind the corner
Go ahead, Matt.
guard.
Go ahead,
Like
Matt.
to get this to the top of
Go,
the
Maddie.
8-foot.
Keep going. Need it for curl. Keep going. Never off.
Go, Matt.
Whoa. Keep it in front of you. That's good. It needed to get there to get buried, though. Jesus.
Should
Yeah,
be
it's fine.
completely buried, but some space between.
I don't like the freeze. I think it's the run. I like the run,
They're
right?
playing the run. They don't like
Definitely
the freeze
run,
again.
right?
Going away from the draw. That's the third time, I believe, this game that Stepera has called off of the draw to throw a hit. Just doesn't really look
Yep.
comfortable right now.
Yes.
Stopera's second of this third in, going for the run and misses.
Yeah, and if you're going to switch it up, you gotta make one of these too.
Let's go over here, guys.
Somebody needs to give Andrew a little pat on the butt and get him going right now.
That, like it makes it tougher. Let's go over here.
So I think the right call here from Schuster, just splitting the house. Guard is probably high enough that if Dropkin makes the hit and roll on that rock in the side of the 12s, that they can dig it out with hack. Just even up, looking to get close to T-line.
Okay, try to be a 7 with it. Doesn't look heavy.
This needs to bring it over.
Yeah, it really needs
Everything
to
you
go
got,
for
Colin.
weight.
15-3, come on, baby.
Still not on the
Push,
paint.
straight north-south. Hard! Hard! Every inch, Colin.
Ends up short. That's a bad miss there, too. A couple of miscues here from both teams, and
9-5.
Okay.
Dropkin gets out of jail on that one, too.
10-5 out here.
I'm okay with 10. Like, we might have a little more control at 10-5.
Does that look good?
Be playing that hit and roll. Probably wants to show a little on the outside. Nothing wrong with nose, too.
Like that ice for 10-5. Yeah. I don't think it'll do anything.
Talked about the incredible hammer efficiency with John Schuster here in this tournament. With better than 75%. With Korey Dropkin with his first.
Dropkin throwing the out-turn hit.
Clean, close. Yep.
Looking to roll in.
Curl. Oh, curl.
Get a piece behind the corner guard.
Whoa, whoa!
Clean, clean, clean.
Whoa!
Clean, clean,
Just ends up on the nose. So now Schuster will get a chance at rolling
I
under.
threw that with 10 last end, and I think we pretty much had room here. We are a tiny bit further, but I don't expect it to jump.
This didn't do much.
Yeah.
No thought of just peeling that out, trying to blank the end?
No,
Oh, geez,
no.
that's a
If
massive
they can
footprint.
roll in, not only do
Yeah,
they get a
that's probably
chance at 2, if they get a
Right.
miss from Dropkin with a difficult shot behind the corner, they could possibly split the other yellow one for 3 on their last. So this is what we talked about with Dropkin too, finding a way
All right, let's
with hammer to get your 2. John has a good opportunity to roll behind. And if they were to roll out, then Dropkin would draw under and force John. So blank, not even in John's mind right now.
Okay.
Easy.
Close. Close.
First stone from Schuster. Can he get the hit and roll?
Yep.
Close.
Yep.
Hard. Hard. Sit.
And a little bit of a teaser, but rolls to open. So now
Goes
Dropkin
down,
will get a
man.
chance to
10-5.
can get
This is
low.
fine, though.
get underneath. And now if
Like, it goes in
Korey
there,
stays
and probably
open,
have
then
a-
John will
Big
play
and
for the
board,
blank.
though.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
hangs.
They said just all of it.
Okay. That with board?
Yeah. This is the side it'll go in a hair more of anything, right?
Okay.
And they think that this is the side that curls a little more. Probably a board
under.
type of weight somewhere in there.
Red. Board weight.
Korey Dropkin's last of the third end. They've had a couple of missed shots in this end. And just try not to leave the door open for John Schuster with the hammer.
Oh. Curl.
Starting to turn now, trying to get
Curl. Hard.
all the way across the face underneath that guard.
Hard.
And just going to get to nose. So Schuster will get a blank attempt now with that rock pretty much wide open. This is the one track, if I was going to, just from playing with John. If I was going to have him play a track on this particular shot, this would be it. The in-turn, inside out, right around the center line. John, if he has a tendency, it's to flare this a little bit to the wide side. Just a little on the release.
Last rock here, you like the release?
Yeah, not an issue on that one.
Okay.
That one came out of his hand real good. Nicely done there.
So the third end is blank. Schuster holds on to the hammer. We're 1-1 going into the fourth between Schuster and Dropkin at the USA Curling National Championships. And Warm Room Hero is the intuitive curling club software that takes the stress out of schedules, regulations, and more. Warm Room Hero, a platform built for curlers by curlers. Check out Warm Room Hero at curling.club today. That's Warm Room Hero at curling.club. Back at American Dream. First rock of the fourth end for Tom Howell, as John Schuster blanking the third. The other match on the men's side, the 3-4 contest.
Not on. You want to?
Wes Wendling putting up 2 in the third,
Matt, just
but
let
trailing
here,
Danny
though.
Casper 3-2. Miranda Shields stole a point in the third against Delaney Strauss to go up 3-1 as they go into the fourth. Strauss with the hammer there, and a steal for Tabitha Peterson in the third to lead Sarah Anderson 2-0.
Girl.
Matt Hamilton getting to play a shot we haven't seen much this week.
Easy,
A little
ball straight.
split on the center guard as that's
Now
not
let
touching.
them both be where they are.
Trying to get 2 corners instead.
How do I call it?
And really well done.
Was that not on? Wasn't on.
So 2 corners instead of a center. Really like the call from Schuster. You can definitely go on the offensive here with no danger when you don't have to worry about the center being congested. You've only thrown 1 rock this end and you have 2 corner guards.
And Korey Dropkin's teammates seemed a little surprised. They thought that first shot from Tom Howell was on the line.
John checked with Korey.
Yep.
Korey gave him the okay.
It's always
so
Cooch.
no problem there.
We'll leave it high.
This
52.
one looks like
I think we're going to start to see it.
should hang on to the center line and does. Can't move that one.
Here, you want to go here?
I don't hate her on the corner.
It's like that?
Yeah, I think we go around the corner.
I think you go right to the corner right now. That red center is tight enough that anything that goes around, you can make a run on it.
And Matt Hamilton second.
Felt like to me too. Heavy clean.
They only need this in the top of the 12-foot because of the
Probably
height of
curled.
that corner guard.
Not straight anymore. Curl. Definitely got a curl. Bunch. Keep pushing, Colin.
Just like the bury top 12 or as far as
Keep
you need to
pushing,
go to
Colin.
be buried.
Just call it now. I think it's going on its own. I want it out that side, I think. Good.
Good shot. Nice touch from Hamilton.
Right at the end there, John Schuster said, I want it out that side. How come?
You're playing top
He
around
said
the
you
corner.
want it poking out the other side so there's no hack weight shot on the inside. You're not going to be able to dig it out if it's showing a third on the outside, out in the sticks. You'd rather have if it's going to be showing on the outside than the inside.
Line's good.
Top 4.
Clean.
Top 8.
Mark Fenner,
Yep.
his first.
Line's good.
Top
Line's
8.
good. Hard, guys.
They're looking to get to the
Gotta
top
go.
fours.
Gotta
and
go. Come
this
on.
is the side
Gotta
we've
get
seen
the
a little
8 foot.
more curl.
Hard, Andrew.
The speed has definitely come off on this side of the sheet too. I'd say it's a good 2-3 slower on the outturn side
Taking this.
in the even ends and the in-turn side on the odd
We
ends.
can also do this.
How difficult is it to make that adjustment?
Not really.
Okay.
As long as
Or-
you know what's happening, you just have to read it, play for it.
Aye, fair.
Whatever, just around top 8.
What are you
Sometimes
guys
they
feeling?
make it look difficult, but doesn't mean it is.
This one. Okay.
Yeah, just play it like
11. 11's good.
Colin Huffman second.
Yeah.
Colin playing
Whoa.
soft weight, hit and roll off of that rock
Whoa.
that
Girl.
Fenner just threw, trying
Whoa.
to roll towards the
That's right,
corner.
Hard. Hard. Farcicles, Chris. Hard. Farcicles. That's so fine. Sorry about
Pretty
that.
good. They would have liked
Thought
to
it was
catch a
coming
little
down here.
thinner and actually roll all the way under the corner, but
All right.
just a little late on the sweep call. So now Dropkin can play the run and actually roll in.
Outturn.
Be peel weight from Fenner. Try to catch this flat and roll right to the center line. Not
Close.
just firm on this one. Thought they'd
Yep.
throw a little more weight
Whoa.
to try to make the double and
Curl.
roll.
Whoa. Straight. 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 Straight.
That will
Okay.
roll under and out on that center guard.
Yeah, it goes
and
all the way across.
any factor that they've pushed that Yellowstone to the back of the
Nose, roll
floor.
this way, it'd be good. 10.
Well, it's accessible for Dropkin. They'd rather have it bite in the forefoot than under the corner. So it's a better situation than it was before.
Whoa. Curl.
Second from Colin Huffman.
Colin
Easy.
trying to play
Hey.
the
Whoa.
in-turn roll
Yeah. Not anything.
away.
Oh, good throw.
So good.
Throw.
A little late again on the sweep, so not a bad position.
straight here,
They're not really in a good place for a double. So Korey's going to hit the back possibly or the top and roll in. Those are two options.
11.
And Andrew Stapera. Who's had a tough start to this one.
Clean.
I'd like to see Andrew make one to get him going.
Curl.
Trying to get
Curl.
the roll to the inside.
Keep going.
Flared this one a little bit wide.
Keep going. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Good
Ends
throw.
up just getting back
Great.
close to nose. So open for Schuster now,
A little this way, Chris.
thinking they want to
Still
roll
like
away,
that,
stay
11
away from
now.
the center.
Think.
11's the call.
I don't think you want to roll all the way to the 12s. I think just to the 8 foot so that that roll in for Dropkin on the other counter might not be shot rock.
And Chris Plies.
Yep. Yep. Gotta go.
This is really
Go
tight. on the hands.
hard.
Soft
crap,
release.
hard. Whoa. Curl.
Close to the center
Curl.
guard.
I'm trying to tick this over. I guess we should have just thrown stuck with 10 there.
What'd you
Boy,
have there?
really soft out of Chris's hand, both on the weight and the release.
10-5.
Uncharacteristic mistake there from Plies.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Stapera now playing hit and hopefully roll under for
Hard.
them, but Stick is the first thing. This one looks a little soft too, but now rolling the other way probably.
Okay.
They do sit too. That rock barely getting through. Just a pair of really soft on that throw again.
Now Chris Plies with his second of this fourth end.
But I don't. It's probably just this, Chris.
Okay.
There's room for a couple. You can even, actually, that's probably it. I like 9.
That's
9.
Stay close. I don't know.
Keep an eye on the conditions here too. That's a couple in a row that on soft weight hits that have been way less weight than what players expected to see.
Now turn here from Plies, and when he let go of his last shot, John Schuster said it started to curl right away, and that seemed to surprise him a bit.
Hard! That's how the line's supposed to run.
Well, a lot more weight. It will run a lot straighter.
You like that 9.5?
Yeah.
You heard John say should have stuck with the other weight. It's never a bad thing to play similar shots or weights to what you've already thrown because you've seen it. Played less to control it a little more, but probably didn't need to. You still expect your player to make the shot regardless. But taking as many factors out as you can, just throwing similar shots and weights and lines than you already have makes everything a lot easier.
First shot here in the fourth for Korey Dropkin.
Clean. Whoa. Clean. Curl.
Korey would love to get a little roll in here if he
Whoa!
can.
Whoa.
Whoa, straight!
Straight.
Over carved it and ends up rolling all the way to back eights on the other side. So Schuster now thinking double or draw around.
Too strong, buddy. Lay off now.
He's just drawing under anyways.
I can throw.
Okay, not bad. It's.
Yeah, I think you probably want to draw.
I didn't ever disagree with you, but then it was like curling to nose, and it looked like it was just gonna go so hard. I can't believe it actually rolled that far though.
Yeah.
Not a bad result.
No. Good weight.
That was a good risk-reward conversation.
See, like how.
He flirted with the double.
Got a good read on
I
this.
was waiting for John to decide on the way back down if he is playing this. They wanted to get a look, see this stagger. Now they're playing the freeze on the back stone because if they go around the center, he's concerned Dropkin could make the run and sit 3 with the #1 counter under cover. It would probably be their best chance of scoring 2. But instead playing for a little more conservative chance at 2, freezing to the rock in the back of the 8-foot, which would dare Dropkin to go around the center.
First shot of this fourth for John Schuster.
Real easy then, Colin.
Easy. Close.
Close.
Line's good. Yep. Whoa.
Easy, it's heavy, Chris.
Close.
Probably bumping a little bit.
Hard!
Hard.
Good,
Now
good,
snapping up. Does get shot, nicely done. A little separation, but so Dropkin can either freeze or come around the center.
Is this here or it's here?
Or you just try to hit what you can see.
Still not looking at going around the center.
Shot, though.
Okay.
Not an easy shot just to pick it.
I think
We've
there's
seen
enough
you guys throw a
separation that he
couple
can pick it clean
on
out.
this path. Like a 14
see an overhead
so
view here
14's
and
probably pretty close.
See how much space there is between the yellow and the red.
Did you get a hug to hug on that?
13-4. I don't. I'm good with whatever you like.
So maybe
Jump.
3/4 of a foot, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Like you play for it, and if you.
So the pick is there. They'd really like to pick it clean if they can. If they don't touch the back one, then they have a good chance at forcing still. I don't know that Schuster would play the double for blank. He'd probably take a point. It's really tough to catch this thin enough to not move the back. But that will be Dropkin's play again.
So I guess 6-5.
Could have drawn under the center, put a little pressure on John, but electing to play defense here, try to pick this out clean.
More challenging shot here for Korey Dropkin.
Yes.
Yep. Whoa.
Whoa! Whoa!
Whoa. Curl.
Whoa! Whoa!
Great shot.
Oh, that's so good. Great shot by Dropkin. Only about a quarter of a stone.
Nice shot, bud.
Misses the back and forces Schuster into a draw for one.
Or is it too much?
He's just throwing those up weights so well, Joe. It looks like a high difficulty shot, but when you're throwing that much
That
weight
would have been heavy for this, right?
and it's coming out of your hand that clean,
So I need
a lot
to
of
give
times you
that
feel like
550
it's
less.
made or missed as soon as you let it go because it's not
Those
really
are
doing
90s.
much
You
on
had
that track. And Korey's just throwing that rock so well right now on those up weight shots.
Korey Dropkin, a 63%
Right off.
force efficiency
This
in this
side is
tournament.
slower though, so stay with it.
And he's done a good job of that right
Did
here with the
not feel
last rock
crazy
from
yet.
John Schuster.
Running.
Right off then, right off, guys.
This is coasting a little bit right now. It hasn't started turning yet. This looks like a lot of weight. Let's see what Stepera can do with it. Oh, gets in the slide path and grinds. That looked like trouble, but does end up a single.
So John Schuster holds on for the one there. Big sigh of relief and leads 2-1 as we head to the fifth. Back at the Rink and American Dream. John Schuster forced to take one in the fourth. Move to the fifth end. Korey Dropkin with the hammer. First shot coming up here for Korey Dropkin. And Danny Casper, two more in the fourth to go up 5-2 on Wes Wendling.
Delaney Strauss got 3 in the fourth end. Last year's silver medalist. Now with a 4-3 lead on Miranda Scheel. Scheel had an outturn come around draw to probably force Strauss or maybe get a steal out of it. Came up short, which left Strauss an open hit for that 3. A big swing on those 2 shots.
Center guard there from Matt Hamilton on the line. And over on the 1-2 game on the women's side, the top seed Sarah Anderson has had the hammer the entire game. And they're in the fifth end. And trailing 3-0 to Tabitha Peterson.
Yeah, the experience of Peterson in the playoff round. This is when they should be at their best. That constant pressure you get, especially at that back end position. Corey TC and Tab Peterson. Trying to lock up yet another finals berth for the reigning champs.
Matt Hamilton second. As the first from Dropkin didn't get quite behind the guard.
Touches off that Center guard sits right there, and that's the track that's actually been running pretty quick. Now Howell going open side with the way those guards are set up. Throwing another counter in.
Top 12. T-line or better.
Yeah, this one's okay to be behind the tee. Don't want to leave
You gotta go.
a roll possibility for Schuster. This is short of the
guys.
rings right
A
now.
little more. Andrew, go.
It's
Andrew,
just going to be
Andrew,
a
go.
corner
Get out of the way.
guard.
I got a
Not really
55
seeing
on
either
that.
team at their best right now. Some simple mistakes.
Even if it goes here, it's fine.
Definitely
The
that.
difficult
that
shots
too,
have
but
not
let's
been a
go this
problem.
Even nose is really good.
9. 9.
So simple mistakes and not a, you don't see any kind of inconsistency in the surface. Because they seem to can't figure out the curl and
Well, the misses have
Trouble
been
with the
short. So, I mean, we're keeping an eye on that.
Wait,
Haven't heard anything from the players.
Hard.
I think it's just misses as of
Come
now.
on, Maddie.
Hard.
Come on, Maddie.
Hard.
Okay.
Moves all those stones. That one was a little on
Hit and
the
roll the center into
narrow
the
side
rings.
again. Colin looking a little confused right now. John said he hooked it in a little bit, so that
Is
was
it better to do
operator.
the center into the rings?
from a strategy
The center
situation,
guard?
why that play?
Yeah, we could do that. Roll in.
Well, you don't have hammer.
It's not bad either.
Other teams sitting one under
Peel.
cover. It's your stone. Pretty straightforward call to run the
7.
center back there, the way they're angled. Dropkin
wanna make
wants
sure
to
we-
lose both these yellows.
How much? Give me an 8. 8. Close.
Mark Fenner.
Whoa.
Cooch
Yep.
trying to double those two yellows and leave the
Yes.
shooter.
Yes. Yes. Roll it. Good.
And rolls onto the paint. Well done by Cooch. Nice controlled wait for that shot. Firm. Didn't overthrow it.
Unless you guys would rather go this way.
Now 2 corners and 2 in the house.
It
Great
might be
setup for
smarter
Dropkin.
because there's going under corners if we don't. I think we go here. 10.
So Colin Huffman, again, first thought was a double, but now for a hit and roll, place it under the guards.
Schuster said we don't really want to double because they're just going to draw under the corner after. They need to keep number 1 count. And this is the side we've seen that curl from. This really hooking now.
He's just not spinning the rock very well right now. It's kind of like
It really does curl there. There's not much margin for error, but John's still thinking Colin's just not finishing his delivery.
It might be. What depth? What depth?
Top 4.
Might be going
Yeah,
deep.
Chris giving Colin a little
don't know.
pick me up there too. Say, hey, that's about curls too. So it exaggerates it if your release is a little lazy on that line. It's going to take off early. It's not that Colin's cranking it over as much. He's not really finishing the release, and that's a bad track to do it on.
Feels like a ton, but. T-line.
Clean.
T-line. T.
T.
Off.
All of T.
Off. Right here is okay.
Yeah, it's there.
It should.
Fenner to bring it in. Can he get it behind that guard?
He needs to sit to have paint.
Good. Good.
Just enough in the back. Buried really deep. So now Schuster trying to avoid giving up the 2.
10.
Wants to roll over in the area of the other stone and maybe set up an opportunity to make a double later or roll all the way underneath the corner guard and get shot.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Curl. Maybe curl. Other
Now
way.
Colin Huffman on the
Right to it.
sweep.
Whoa, other way. Whoa, good. It's good. It's good. It's not ever making double. It's not. It wasn't going that. It's fine.
That just ends up on the nose. So Dropkin's going to have to roll
10.
to get in the house now on this shot. There is a wall of red stones on sheet D for Tabitha Peterson right now, sitting 6. Going to Sarah Anderson's last stone.
Clean.
We're keeping an eye on that one as
Clean.
well.
Close.
You don't get
Whoa,
to say that very
whoa.
much.
Curl.
Sitting 6.
Not in
Curl.
these games, not often.
Keep going.
Hard, Tom.
Keep going. Keep going.
Trying to
Hard
turn
roll.
this
Hard
over to roll onto the paint.
Go, 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 go.
Oh, oh.
Okay.
But does roll to a spot where there's a double now. Really would have liked to catch that a little thinner and get it all the way under the corner guard. Big difference now. Instead of 2 under the corner, there is an open double. A lot of distance between it. Not an easy double,
Yeah.
but
It rolled nice. It rolled farther than I thought it was.
these are the types of shots that Chris lives for.
That's fine. What? 9.
Anderson did make the hit and stick against 6 over there, so little 7-point swing on the 1-point score, no big deal.
Yep.
And from Chris Plies.
This is his bread and butter.
Here, John Schuster. It runs nicer over here.
Whoa.
Actually crossed too, a little tight out of hand, and now a little trouble for Schuster.
We're 1.
Dropkin still sitting 1.
You like the other way?
Plies didn't like the broom on that shot. Didn't think it was
Not
enough.
easy.
And set it in the hack too. Sometimes you got to ask for a little more if you really don't like it. And at least
Gonna do here.
if you address it, John can say, here's why I'm putting it here. I like it here.
How's that look?
Chris instead just throws, and now afterwards not happy about where the broom was.
Try to give you some.
Playing to the opposite side. I like this, spreading these
Always
out.
straight. Yup. Yup. Yup.
Little
Hard,
slower
Tommy!
track, playing the intern. This looks short
Hard, buddy. You
again,
got to go
too.
on. Go. Push.
Hard, Tom.
Really
Push.
got to go to get
Hard.
by.
Push. Hard. Everything on the roll. Go, 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 go.
Rex again. Stapera just can't find one right now.
Well, John Schuster, right before that was let go by Stapera, said to Chris Plies, it's just not running out of
That's where
hand.
he's going, but I freeze
It's
this,
not
so it
gliding
makes it
all
look
that
like-
well, but we're 5 ends in.
I mean, somewhere in
And
here. I mean,
it's
this
just
is
something you need to
13-7
play
back
to
there,
by this point.
And it really wasn't crazy curl-wise. So. All right, 13-4. Sorry, that went all the way there. Same thing I had that.
And in the conversations, Joe, that you're hearing with the players, none of them are,
To it.
they're mentioning
But I'm not
that they're
gonna
not
try to
running
overdo it.
quite the same, but they're
If we
not
get to it,
saying
though, and we give it a 6-inch
that was
tap,
slower than I thought, or it's
Right.
nothing
I
unexpected.
think
They're
I'm
still
gonna try to play
saying
you guys
we just
400.
got to get it out of our hand, or that was
Yeah, I
minimum
just-
weight or minimum ice.
I will probably won't
It's
get to
still
400,
the
but I'm
players
gonna-
know they need to make these shots. They're not blaming ice. They're addressing the conditions. They just have to adjust to it.
And the first stone from Schuster here in the 5th.
Lot of room.
7's good.
Probably curl if anything.
It's going to be Collins Rock.
Curl!
Go ahead.
Going under the
Go
2
ahead.
corners now on
Gotta
this
push.
side, that yellow rock serves as
Gotta
a
curl
corner.
a ton.
14-3.
Gotta curl a ton.
Keep pushing. Keep pushing, Colin.
Gotta curl. Keep going.
Good.
Good
Lost
shot
now.
there from
Good.
John. So with that hog-to-hog time, that's nothing different from what we've been seeing.
Okay, but they're probably
It's just
coming
that
back.
they're not carrying if you release it soft. So I don't think that they're worried about it being slower as much as just the ice is a hair soft itself, so the release needs to be a little more positive. And then the rocks run okay. That 14-3 was not swept a lot. Still got behind the tee line,
Yeah, 14-3
completely buried on that side,
Full sweep.
but a good shot by Schuster.
For the new curler,
So give you guys like a
Huffman and Hamilton are sweeping. They say it's Collins Rock. Why?
T-line.
Well, they were trying to finish it to make sure that it buried. So Collins sweeping with his push going with the curl, so that
Okay.
rock will
Looks like
finish
a
more.
95-ish.
And now Korey Dropkin.
Yeah.
We'll see if that runs the same
All right. 14.
speed for Dropkin. We saw 14-3 with a little sweep go behind the tee line. Korey just trying to follow that stone. Doesn't need to be right to it. A little short of it, just above the tee line is probably ideal.
I liked it.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Little room.
Room.
Tom.
Line should be pretty
Tom.
good. It will finish. Don't need to bury completely.
It's getting good, guys. Room's down.
14-0 should be there. Just don't want to over curl.
Hard
Freeze
right
it.
to it. Gotta go,
Freeze
guys.
it.
Gotta
Freeze
go.
it. Freeze it. Good, good.
Easy
Great
now.
sweep.
Good shot by Dropkin. Good read.
Good line call.
Those are the types of shots that Team Dropkin needs to make to win this game.
Gotcha. Okay, take the same then. Because if we get to the nose, I think we're still probably shot, right? Maybe.
So, yeah.
They're gonna spin to the.
Delaney Strauss with a steal of 3 in the 5th to
Tiny
go
bit
up
careful.
7-3.
Don't go chapping off it, but-
Starting to get their rhythm now against that young squad. Strange to say young for Strauss's opponents, but they are younger.
Well, he's drawing.
It's all relative.
Yep, yes it is.
I don't want this thing to go chapping off and have.
Which makes me the old guy up here, I think, too.
Okay.
Schuster with his final stone of this 5th end.
Okay, clean if you can.
More room, careful. Line's no good.
Now this one a way wider track, but doesn't need to get to the same line.
Get
Just needs
good
to be
now,
on the
though. You gotta
inside
go
of that
more.
red stone.
Yeah, you can go. Straight.
Need to go a little for speed, maybe.
Will it
Got to get there.
Keep pushing.
Yeah, that's really good. A little short of it, but on a good line.
Sure, thin over the top, right?
They may be able to chip that sideways for
Probably
2.
really hard.
If it over curls, you still likely get 1 with your shooter. They're thinking maybe they could just
Probably not
slash it
there.
incredibly thin and get 2 by losing
You
both
have to
yellows
run
too.
stick to make it for 3.
So no,
Stapera
it's
says
worth
there
it,
is a
you
shot
know.
for 3 with that run.
Never
We'll
this.
listen in, see what they're thinking.
Whatever
For
you like.
3.
Just sliver high.
Otherwise, can we kick it sideways?
No, I think it's the draw or it's the run. And I think
Seems
you
no
take
greater
whatever you
risk to
like.
go for 3 than 2.
Yeah, if you're gonna play
Guys like
something
shit,
tough,
let 'em
play it
think.
for 3.
Guys like this?
This is one where, with the way Korey's throwing it, if he likes it, I
Understood.
like it.
I think it's the draw or you play this. I don't think there's any.
He's just throwing these types of shots so well. I have no problem with
Yeah.
him saying, let's take the point and go tied up to the break. But
Yep.
if he likes the way this
Throws the
looks and
touch,
feels
right?
good about this shot,
Good
then
feel.
I say let him play it,
Feel?
and he is.
Right there.
Okay.
It's not one where you say, is it the right or wrong call? It's the one where you say, if the skip really likes the way this looks and they think it's made, then let him go. Play to win.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't seem to be that much of a different shot to try and get the 3 than the 2 you were talking about.
Yeah, I think that this is actually more makeable than the one for 2.
Korey Dropkin with the hammer here in the 5th,
Oh,
trying to
yes.
see if he can
Whoa, whoa.
create
Yes,
3.
yes,
Really close. Really close.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Got it. What a shot by Dropkin.
Great shot by Korey Dropkin. He picks up 3 in the 5th and leapfrogs over John Schuster to take a 4-2 advantage as we're at the midpoint of this 1-2 match in the Page playoffs at the USA Curling National Championships. And that brings us to the mid-game break, brought to you by Broom Fitters, where you'll find a full selection of curling brooms, shoes, and equipment, along with unique curling apparel, gifts, and more. Visit broomfitters.com for good curling gear. And back at the Rink at American Dream, and an amazing shot from Korey Dropkin to put up 3 in the 5th, and he leads John Schuster 4-2. Joe Tollison with you. We're now joined by Brett Jackson, chair of the board of USA Curling, and marquee event on the national level here, Brett. And your thoughts at first of the event so far this week and what we've been able to take in.
Yeah, we've been really excited to have this event at this location. The people, the spectators, the parents, the athletes, everyone's been so thrilled by the opportunity this venue has given us. They're saying it's the best place to watch curling that they've ever had, which has been great. Great food options, right? But really, there's
a lot of food options, more than you get at most arenas, huh?
More than you get in most anywhere. But really what's been exciting is all of the volunteers from the neighboring clubs, all of the people that have traveled in to New Jersey to see this event. And just you heard the crowd roar at the excitement of that last shot by Korey Dropkin. Everyone's really energetic, and so this has been a great event. So,
premier event here on the national level. But we also have a situation in curling. Rich Ruinen's an attorney. Korey Dropkin's a realtor. And then you look at somebody like Nicholas Eden in Sweden and the support they have from not only from their federation, but the thing I think a lot of people need to remember from an Olympic standpoint, there is one Olympic committee in the entire world that does not receive any government funding, and it's right here in the United States. What challenge does that bring for you guys at USA Curling to support your athletes, and what can you do about it?
Yeah, so USA Curling has many missions, right? Our first and primary mission is to be a membership organization and to support the membership at large. That includes the grassroots curlers, the clubs, the regions, and our athletes, and our fans, all together. Today, because we're here at the American Dream Mall at this great event, talking about what the future of athletics is for us, for competitive athletics, is important. So we in this field on the ice right now, we've got 3 of the top 25 teams on the men's side in the world. On this ice are 2 of the top women's team, top 15 women's teams in the world. So we are doing really well. That's a credit to the athletes who have to juggle full-time jobs and trying to curl, and some of them have families. I mean, it's a lot to deal with.
You kind of want them to have a life outside of this?
I want one, I want them to have a life outside of this. 2, I want them to have all the resources we could possibly ever give them to make sure that our program has sustained success over time. That's what the U.S. Olympic Committee is looking for when they look at not only us, but speed skating, ice skating,
any of the NGBs,
but we're competing for funding from other winter sports from the USOPC, and the USOPC wants to fund sustained competitive excellence. And so, in order for us to have sustained competitive excellence, when I say we have teams in the top 25 and the top 15, those teams we do not have the funding currently to compete against their peer teams who are receiving funding from national organizations, who have incredibly big sponsorships for the team specifically to carry their training, to carry their travel, and all the expenses related to their time and effort. So our goal, our stretch goal, is to definitely improve, and we're going to make an appeal through the USA Curling Foundation for people to invest in athletes and to help give them the resources that they need. We need a national training center somewhere in the United States where athletes can train, where we can provide camps and clinics to all of the competitive athletes, not just the ones that are funded, but those in a developmental pool or those who want to eventually become competitive athletes. So we do all of these resources, and it all takes money. We're working hard to work with sponsors. We certainly make the pitch as best we can to the U.S. Olympic Committee, who's been fantastic to partners with us. And we need to appeal to the curling community to all band together and give these athletes the resources they need.
Easiest way for them to get more information, usacurling.org.
usacurling.org.
All right. Brett Jackson, chair of the board of USA Curling. We appreciate a few moments, and we will get back to it between John Schuster and Korey Dropkin. First shot from Korey Dropkin. He puts to the back of the 8. And we're getting our first stone from Matt Hamilton as we bring Tyler George back in, 2018 Olympic gold medal winner. Corner guard there from Hamilton.
That was a good time to get a break. That one got the blood pumping a little. Those are the fun moments in these playoff games, those types of made shots. Again, we said before, if Korey likes it, this is the shot to play, because it's not just a game changer, it's not just a momentum changer. It makes Dropkin believe that he's going to win this game. If I can make that, and not just this game, the championship, if I can make that shot in this situation, we got a great chance of winning this whole thing.
That second from Tom Howell stacks at the top of the 4, above that one at the back of the 8, and so Matt Hamilton comes in. And I thought it was interesting that it's a case where it's to go for the triple, go for 3 points, might have been the higher percentage shot than only settling for 2. And just for players to look at all those situations to evaluate, as this one curls behind the guard from Matt Hamilton.
It was a much lower percentage shot than playing the draw for 1. It's really, I mean, the risk reward is, it's a little risky because you go down 2 if you don't make it. But if you make the shot again, the drastic change in percentage chance of winning the game for make or miss is really wide. So it's all about how confident are you in making this shot.
Wait's
and
good.
Korey took a little longer to think about than I thought he would, but made the decision that he felt good about it.
Keep going.
Threw it clean. And that's just such a pick-me-up for the squad.
And that brings us into this 5th end, and this is just going to sail through.
Yeah, that's not a good miss there from
Throw another one in there.
Fenner. Looked like we had one in the back of the 8s, so
What's that?
didn't get a chance to tell John Landsteiner that it's faster after the
Fine.
mop.
10. I think that's it.
Wes Wendling now 5-5. Maybe you covered that before I got back,
Lead.
but
Yep.
tied up with Danny Casper after a 3 in the 5th.
Hard.
Appreciate you getting that in. We did not cover that, as this comes in for a run back to that rock at the back of the 8.
I didn't want to be repetitive if
No,
it
we
happened, but
we were discussing support for the athletes in USA curling and what we can do to improve the situation for the high performance athletes and athletes all across, even those coming up through the development center. I did find really interesting him talking about trying to find a national development center.
There's a better throw from Fenner. Sticks the double.
Thanks.
Just 2 in the house and 1 corner for Schuster, but still a chance to set up a 2 if they can get behind that guard.
Keep rolling, buddy. Couple good ones here. Take an extra breath.
I want to get your thoughts on that in a second here, but we're in a pretty intriguing end right now here in the 6th. John Schuster trying to bounce back after giving up 3 in the 5th on just a not really giving up. Korey Dropkin created 3 in the 5th.
Gets across the face now with Huffmans and rolls right underneath the corner guard. Nicely done. Probably see a run now from Dropkin. Catch this at the right angle. The yellow will miss the back reds. We'll see if Stepera can come up with a run. He's had a couple cracks at these, hasn't had one yet.
And again, misses on the run.
Yeah, a little flare. He needs to get in one of those. Just make one of those types of shots to get him going.
I think just knows it. Unless you want to freeze it.
I don't hate the freeze.
Either way. Let's go this way. 10.
And once,
What was the way call?
if you miss a few of those in a game like this, the rocks start to look smaller. That house starts to look farther
10.
away.
10.
And all that stuff that's been automatic, all of a sudden you're fighting it a little bit. But it doesn't take much. You just got to make one, and then that that focus shifts back again. Just got to clear his mind.
Easy. Clean.
Trust your prep. Let it fly.
Whoa, girl.
Out turn here from Chris Plies. And John Schuster mentioned maybe a tap
to it,
or
Matt.
a freeze, and you can
Gotta
hear
go all
Plies
the
go,
way
I don't
to
need
it."
to freeze it. And that's
That's
going to come out the other side.
Not the side you want to miss on, and rolls all the way off. Another unforced error.
Just punch it through that hole, or is it on?
It's out.
Schuster's team fighting it a little
think
bit
it-
right now, too. Neither
pretty
team
much trying to make the double.
particularly sharp.
Yeah.
Really, the
No, I think
difference
you
in the
can
game is one shot.
Make it, I know, but I think it's easier to hit it through the hole to stick.
And Sarah Anderson, after salvaging 1 against 6 in the 5th end to make it 3-1, does force Tabitha
Yep.
Peterson in the 6th.
Yes.
That one is 4-1 going into the
Hard.
7th.
Whoa. Off.
As this comes down from Stopera.
And that over curls, and Dropkin had to let it roll out to not jam on the back. So now Schuster a look at maybe freezing on the back stone. Nothing in the house right now. That rock's in play, but not in the scoring area.
And we've got another game on the 3-4 matchup on the women's side after giving up back-to-back threes,
Okay.
including a
Move it,
steal
Tim.
in the 5th.
Straight,
Miranda
line good.
Shield gets 3 of her own in the 6th. That's 7-6
Yep.
going into the 7th.
Hard.
Delaney scored 12 in her last matchup, and at this rate might need
Hard.
12 again.
All right, that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's fine.
And doesn't mind that at all. No
Yeah, I
catchers
don't
back
care
there
if
to
you say or not.
possibly set up a 2. So this will be a blank out for Schuster, long as both skips execute their simple shots to finish the end. That rollout by Plies, they definitely had a chance to get there 2 and tie this up. Instead, now just trading hits.
Yep.
And the first from Schuster.
Hard. Hard. Gotta go, Colin. All right, it's good.
That sticks despite
Like
the
to roll,
slight
so
panic.
it's not a nose hit.
No real concern. So you heard Dropkin wants to roll, so it's not on the nose, which would allow Schuster to nose and still have a blank, which gives him just a little more margin for error. But going to roll into the house if they can on the opposite side,
We didn't roll.
and just noses instead. So Schuster can hit anywhere from nose to outside and get the blank now. You see John already in the hack. They don't need to talk about broom or anything with this. Bank a little more time with 15.5 minutes left. Dropkin's time was still running actually there, so they might need to adjust the clock.
Lead. It's good.
And there's the blank. So 6 in the books. Dropkin leading Schuster 4-2. Schuster with the hammer in the 7th.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
Back at the Rink and American Dream in East Rutherford, New Jersey, just outside of New York City. It's about a 3-mile drive into the city. I think Joel and Matt found out it takes a little longer than your normal 3-mile drive in other parts of the country. It's a little more expensive, too. This draw to the 4, and just side of the button there from Tom Howell. And the first now from Matt Hamilton. Joe Tollison, 2018 Olympic gold medal winner. Tyler George with you. Glad you've joined us today for these Page playoffs at the National Curling Championships.
Schuster going hard after the 2 or more for this end. Dropkin would love to get a force here if they can. If they end up with a soft steal, they're fine with that too. Schuster not thinking 0 or 2 anymore. Just trying to score as many as they possibly can. 2 minimum.
No even odd concern here?
Not for Schuster, no. You're down 2. If you're down 1, you're thinking about it. If you're tied, you're definitely thinking about it. But at this point, you only have 4 ends to play, and you're down by 2 points. So you need to get on the offensive.
That shot from Tom Howell carries into the top of the house.
I think that's my preference.
That's by design from Tommy. It's a good spot.
Even up, guys.
Tries to put rocks in to force Schuster to potentially take him out and waste stones, but right now we're still in a setup phase.
Feels close.
If I'm Dropkin, that
Mine's
meeting
good, it's
between
always great,
ends, I'm
though.
saying we have them on the ropes right now. If we play a good end here in the 7th, we could win this game right now. It doesn't mean you have to steal multiple points or anything like that, but if you play a solid end,
That way, Matt. Nice pair.
get Schuster in trouble. Take advantage while they're on the ropes. You don't have to do anything extraordinary. Just really buckle down, execute, do the little things, communicate on the lines and the weight. You have a really good chance of maybe putting this game away in the next end or 2.
You talk about getting to a point in a tournament as a team to control your destiny. Win your games, you control your destiny. Seems like this is a mid-game kind of form of that. Take care of this end, you control your destiny the remainder of the game.
And when you have a 2-point lead and you're in the last 4 ends, that's pretty much the way it is. It's just execution. You don't have to do anything extraordinary at this point. You just need to make simple shots. Play your defense. Take advantage of any opportunities maybe late in the end if you could get a soft steal. But this is all about staying away from 2. That's why they're lobbing these rocks in the rings.
9.
No center guards.
You want to go around something? Yeah, oh, that turn. Gotcha, yeah. 9.
Huffman trying to move these top 2 stones. Probably kill one, maybe move the other behind a corner, and have the shooter roll underneath the corner on the low side.
Yep. Weight's good. Whoa.
It's an out turn, but it's coming right down the center line.
Hard, Chris, right to it.
Trying to bring it across just enough.
And it moves that one behind the corner, but above the tee. So it kind of cuts that draw off on that side.
Yeah. Okay.
Firm.
Should be.
Dropkin looking to roll this just a little bit high side, cover up the number 1 or the number 2.
Clean. Clean. Curl.
Mark Fenner.
Curl.
His second.
Whoa.
And there's the roll.
Spot. Good.
It makes the freeze a little bit more difficult, but boy, if it rolls 6 inches less, it's really good. Still a freeze available.
14-2 in there. Yeah.
Colin Huffman off the hack as John Schuster trying to cut into this 2-point deficit here in the 7th
Mine's
end.
good. Close. Yep. Well, yep. Just Chris end of its line only hard.
5-6, they like the
Gotta go
weight.
line 2.
Needs to go to get to that freeze, though.
Hard.
Hey, whoa, whoa. That's good.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Looks like it's sitting third.
We're 3.
Well, Corey's saying that actually red is 3. So it might be time for a guard.
I love that.
Got to be careful with
I
how
don't know if
tight you
that's
go with
good.
that.
Maybe, yeah.
Rip that.
Again, Korey
Gotta
Dropkin
be
trying to limit
careful.
John Schuster, who
Well, it's not the end of the world if I
had a
go
76% hammer efficiency coming into this
Peel.
game.
Dropkin peeling the corner on the opposite side.
Surprised by that?
Yeah, I think if you're peeling, you're probably peeling the one that's covering up the other
Clean.
3 stones.
Clean. Whoa.
Or
Whoa,
throwing a
whoa.
guard. I don't know that this rock was
Yep,
going to
yep,
come
yep,
into
yep, yep,
play.
Follow it. Okay. That's fine.
Unlocks it. That's interesting now.
Don't think that's awful.
I'm trying to decide too. I agree with Andrew. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Wonder if it's ever this, like stack that in here and go like roll in here.
They were already sitting 3, but
What?
now no frozen stones. Yeah, I still haven't decided. I don't know.
I think, Chris. Good.
Okay.
10. You got enough to hit it with 10 2/3. Even if you go here like this, it's fine.
10.
Tom Howell's convinced it's good. He likes it now. I'll go with Tommy. I think it probably is better than it was. You see a little smile from Tommy.
I was going to say, there may or may not have been a slight chuckle after that.
Yeah, that's. But we have mentioned during the tournament that Tom's energy is really the driving force for this team. They kind of follow his energy. When he keeps things
Curl,
loose and gets
curl.
the team going,
Curl, call it.
it helps their attitude so much.
First here from Chris Plies.
Straight. That's fine.
Pretty good result there.
Not sure who has second.
There 2.
There too, says Korey
There you
Dropkin.
go. You just got to ask. Corey will tell you.
I have
This is
just
okay.
Yeah. I have just all of it. Like maybe a tiny bit of
Got
air.
to be a little careful not to
7.
shoot that second yellow into your number 1 counter. They're playing 7, meaning peel, trying to make sure they both go even if it wrecks.
Curl.
Andrew
Curl!
Stapera.
Whoa.
Will
Straight.
curl.
Straight.
Oh, great shot.
Good shot.
That might be the one that Stapera needed. Did make that last peel and move things around, but they weren't sure if it was good. That one we're quite positive was
Got
very
enough
good.
space
Nice
to
shot by
roll.
Stapera.
Yeah, but not the double probably.
What?
Yeah.
Just go here too, but
I like this.
okay. Kind of wait, 11? Or you want to throw 10 again?
11's fine. 10, 5, 11.
I can't hear what weight you want. 11.
There's still a chance for 2 for Schuster, though. They can roll underneath both corner guards. Just throwing 11, you heard.
Close.
This is one that's taken off the center line when you play it with soft weight. This should curl.
Whoa.
Curl.
Curl. Curl. Whoa.
Oh, nice shot by Plies.
Oh, no.
Pretty short run back for Dropkin, but really no choice for
Can roll the
Schuster
shooter
but to play that shot.
How come?
Yeah, he has to roll onto the corner. That's the only way that they can try to set up a 2 or a 3. There's no other place to be
8-8-5.
protected.
Yeah, I like firm.
Out turn.
Yep.
Would have liked to roll it farther
whichever
than
turn
that,
you
probably
like, you
get a
got
little bit
air.
of separation, but
This should be the
yeah,
straighter
Dropkin's
side,
just
I'd
going to
say.
fire this
You like
one.
that?
Yeah.
Take the ice out of
The
it.
hair right here. Mind grabbing that?
Like I'm okay if you want less, but it's
Yeah, I
close.
wouldn't mind less. Just don't give it any chance of fading back. He does want to roll the shooter
Firm.
in front of that rock on the tee line. He's only playing firm for that reason.
You
They
guys
want
like
the
that
shooter
ice? You
just
guys
to
finish
roll
the class?
barely opposite side of center line.
Uh, 2/3 and roll in front of our shooter.
Korey Dropkin.
Whoa. Whoa. Curl.
Curl.
And what's
Clean.
the curl
Curl.
right away?
Don't want to be on the wide
Clean.
side here.
Straight. Yep.
Looks to be all right now.
Roll. 6 rolls. Yep.
Whoa,
yep,
whoa,
yep,
whoa, whoa,
Want
whoa.
that shooter to sit. Oh, that's really good by Dropkin.
You gotta move it.
Rolls just a hair too far. They would have liked to stagger it the other way.
So it has one catcher or the other.
So Schuster does have a little freeze. You said, you heard him say he wants to move it.
I mean, I think we're trying to get just shy of nose, right?
Yeah.
6-inch bump.
Yeah.
And they don't want to move it much farther than that. They have to move it to get shot and to leave space for a second counter.
Bump it 6 inches to a foot. We have to.
Cheer
because
you here
otherwise
for
we're not touching it, and then there's
Sarah
two catchers
Anderson, I
right
believe, coming up with a single.
one.
Didn't see the shot, but they seem to be pretty
Yeah,
fired
I
up
think if I
about it.
throw 95 is probably good, like guide in there to bump it 6 inches, or do I need 90? Okay. All right.
And now John Schuster. His first of this 7th end.
Felt good. Careful.
Good.
Room.
You heard John say they just want to move this maybe 6 inches,
Got a curl.
Curl.
but they
curl,
need to get to
curl.
a big piece of the rock to have that help them. If
Keep
it doesn't
pushing.
get to at least thick half, it's just bouncing off, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Feel it out.
I think so.
They can drop.
Dropkin probably just peels out. Don't need another counter.
Feel it.
They don't want to leave it there. That makes John's shot easier. So just peel here
Feel
for
it out, let him
Dropkin.
draw.
Going to make John throw the draw against 4.
Have you clean it the whole way.
Now Korey Dropkin, his
Yes.
last of the 7th. Needs to peel away
Hard.
that yellow stone
Hard.
from
Hard.
John
Clean,
Schuster.
clean, clean,
Hard.
clean, clean. Make it the other way.
Actually rolls to side 8, which is even better yet.
There you go, draw to 5.
So identical path for Schuster and what he needs to throw. Doesn't need to move the red stone to get shot now. Do have it for backing. They'd like the path to be to that red.
That doesn't
So still
stop on
use
its
that
own,
for a little
right?
bit of back.
It's there for it if they need it.
Okay.
He's just throwing a clean draw. It's good to have the safety
I can't
net.
throw you any more than that, though. That's max, right? And that was like 87, did I hear something? Like 90, 95 is good.
Now turn draw for John
When you're
Schuster.
throw those, be careful.
And Korey Dropkin,
Curling, yep.
at worst, has forced him to 1.
Hard going.
This one actually turning. The other one ran.
Line's good.
Gotta go.
14-8.
Heads
This
down,
needs to go.
boys.
This looks short.
Keep
And
going.
this
Wow.
is not going to get there.
I'll count something.
That's 3 for red.
And a steal of 3 for Korey Dropkin, a huge turning point in this 1-2 match in the Page playoffs as Dropkin goes up 7-2. Schuster with the hammer going into the 8th. Steve's Curling Supplies, America's #1 curling equipment supplier for over 50 years, is proud to support USA Curling. No matter your skill level or budget, Steve's Curling Supplies has all the top products from the most popular brands in the sport. And right now, you can save $10 on any purchase of $100 or more when you use the code USA Curling 10 at checkout. Visit stevescurling.com for all of your curling needs. Back at the Rink, an American Dream. You may have just heard that. I didn't hate it when I let it go. That from John Schuster, but his hammer in the 7th. Coming up short, and Korey Dropkin stealing for 3. Keep in mind, this is a page playoff system, and the benefit of being the 1 or 2 in this page playoff, you will get a second chance in a semifinal if you drop this game and still have a chance to get to the finals. But John Schuster in a bit of a bind right here, Tyler George.
Unexpected turn of events. We've talked
Should be there.
throughout this game about
Heavy.
needing to
Real heavy.
get the rock out of your hand clean to make sure that it runs clean. A little stickier out there, not
Probably
speed-wise,
back
but
four,
just in the way you
13.
need to release the stone.
Back 8.
I think that first one came out a lot cleaner than the
good
second
with it
for
now.
John. He softed it just a hair, and the
Korey,
ice is a little trickier than
I'm
it's
fine
been,
with it
but
now.
the players
might
aren't
be
blaming
too
the
high
ice in the
for
least
it.
bit. They're talking about their own adjustments,
It might just be 4 foot.
errors
I
that
don't
they
know.
made, and really good end there from Team Dropkin, top to bottom, and exactly what we talked about, Joe. This is the end we need to play. We have them against the ropes. Maybe we can bury them, and that rang true. They put together
It's definitely
their
around
best
now.
end of the game, I think. And you put your opponent up against a bunch of points, you never know. That's
Did
exactly
you say
what
best
happened.
into the last 2 games since they
That's
faced
probably
Schuster
fair.
last night?
Yeah, that's probably fair. Probably their best end of their 2 matchups they've had in the last 24 hours.
Elsewhere, Delaney Strauss won in the 7th to lead 8-6 against Miranda Shield. Try to get this to curl around behind that guard, top of the 4.
You don't want it top 12.
And they're just
Right here,
not
Matty.
getting there.
Which way looks
And
better?
not a great start there this time from Howell. Back 8 and top 12 are both rocks that Schuster can use. And you saw Schuster throwing the center guard as opposed to the corner
Line's good, room.
with hammer. Now the reason being,
Yep.
can't move those stones. So they're going to attack to the center instead of the corners,
Line's always
because
good.
at least they know
Also, straight
anything
and
they
ready.
throw up top
Yep. Yes.
on the center line they have to stay
Hard,
there.
ball, right to it.
There's no chip to push it in the rings or anything like that.
Attaboy, Matty.
And freezes that against the stone in the back of the 8.
Nice shot by Hamilton. So you got to be a little careful now.
Hack.
You're up 5, so you see Dropkin very wisely playing, I think, a hack weight on their own stone to try to move these off the
Back line
center.
to space.
Over on sheet A, Wesley
Space.
Wendling may have a chance on a double for 3.
I don't know if the shooter can stay. I don't think he has enough of the red to stay for 3.
So double for 2.
Maybe for
Clean.
2. Can't tell how much they can see on the outside, but I
Clean.
don't know if the shooter can
Whoa.
catch
Yeah, but,
enough of that red stone.
but right now Danny Casper sitting 2.
Close.
Be a little
Straight.
slashing
Whoa.
for Wes. We'll keep an eye on that
Curl.
one.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what to do
And that
there.
just ticks off the rock at the top of the house.
Got in between the 2 shots. Korey said he couldn't figure out what to do. They wanted to chip the red, but it was hanging, and then they swept, and then it curled a little bit. And worst case scenario again, just touching their
Yeah,
own
let's go
stone
right in
instead
there.
of one or the other.
85-90.
Oh, and Wendling just barely wrecks the guard and gives up what looks like a steal of 2 in the 7th.
So Danny Casper will go up 9-5 on that one. We're 7-2 here in the 8th. And Colin Huffman,
Really close.
it's his first of the
Room
end.
right now. Room right now.
And
Looks
this
like
is
it's
full
wide.
attack mode for Schuster.
This one's carrying.
Try to come all the way back to
This
those.
one's deeper than
other
that
2.
by a little. We might
Don't
wanna
want to
go
bounce
past it.
off or go past.
Yep, 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 yep. Okay with that.
At least doesn't leave the double. But this will be defense mode now for Dropkin. Got to get rid of that guard.
Clean.
So, appeal from Mark Fenner.
I think it's 3.
2.
Schuster will replace. Make
Yeah, 6 1.
Dropkin waste a few stones. With the way it's set up, they're definitely thinking 3. at some point Dropkin may be faced with a decision of whether they want to play a freeze to those yellow stones just based on how things are set up. They may also hit any open yellow stones they have to cut Schuster down. Even if you give up a 3, you still have a really high percentage of winning the game up by 2 with 2 ends to play and hammer.
That's good. How do I call
So giving up 3, never something you're aiming for, but still playing scoreboard and rock position here, not looking to get in a situation where you give up any more than that.
Yep, gotta go.
Andrew Stapera.
Hard.
Clean.
Hard.
Clean.
Good.
Peels away the guard.
Little early panic, but no problem there. Good shot by Stapera. Dropkin taking no chances.
I think a nose freeze yellow. I think we had a new shot.
Is that this way?
Outturn sign for Chris Plies. Looks like they want to freeze to those stones in the back.
And they were discussing whether they wanted to throw one more guard or if they wanted to come in. Just with that big a deficit, at some point they need to get into the rings.
A little bit early if you can. Yep, line's really tight. Okay, line's okay. It's still straight though. Yep.
And they like the line. Needs to get by though, can't wreck.
Matty, go! Whoa. Oh. Okay with that.
And does. So now, with where those rocks are positioned, it's a weird angle to try to slash it in and lose more than one of the yellows. It might be a situation where you just have to hit and roll in. He was looking at possibly slashing the red into the yellow. I don't think you need to do that. They're going to discuss this with Coach Lazar, who's kind enough to give us a ride to the arena today.
Probably the best shot, right?
What? Yeah, it is.
That's not good, is it?
You could also make that.
The curling fans have come out for these Page playoffs.
And we're at the point where like a 3 is okay.
Honestly, if you miss that, you're making that.
Those are way different. That's like a thin half versus low.
I'm just saying you can attack that pretty aggressively.
Yeah.
We just don't want to shoot through the hole though. Thin anywhere gets that, and we're happy with that.
That's what I'm saying. And if you miss it, it's on this guy. It's on this guy. And that moves this.
No, hardly. Thin half to a third.
This is the shot here.
Yep. Even if I just plant it, it's pretty good.
Thin third.
Okay.
Thin third. Yep, absolutely.
So Dropkin wants to open this up if they can and slash into the yellow rock, biting the top of the fours. Trying to do at least 2 things with one shot. If they get a bonus and it comes off the inside of that Yellowstone, could lose something in the back, maybe even unlock the other yellow-red on that freeze. The important thing is contact with the first Yellowstone on this slash. You've at least made things a lot better.
And Andrew Stapera.
Yep.
Hard! Last couple, he's hit some big shots. What does he do here?
Can't slash it through the hole. Just like that. Opens it up, but
Do you think?
Why not?
Really needed to make
I think I'd prefer
contact
to
with
keep
that
the space
Yellowstone.
out there. Like I wouldn't mind having one like right here, but I mean I guess it's coming in like maybe, but yeah. Want to call a timeout? Talk a minute. Yeah, timeout for us now.
Okay.
I think you put it here.
A little more discussion now, and we'll listen to what Chris and John are thinking.
Well, it ends up being a free run at that if we end up just half cocked one way or another.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we're just wondering if we put it back and let him try to run. I mean, it'd be nice. I mean, actually, if we guard this one, then anything he plays is like steeper angle. I guess we give him a chance at nosing out of here. What's that? Well, we're just thinking it just gives it more of a. He's not just going to pick this one, and give us 3, is he?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's taking a run at something here to try and lose 3.
Right. So if he goes this way, he chisels this, shot.
Well, chisels it though, and chisels that, and the back one comes loose, and then we got to guard this, and then he's got to rerun back again. Like,
Again, it's like, I just don't like. I don't know if Gear helps if he goes nose.
What about just?
well, we kind of
what
want him to
about
go
here,
nose, I think.
No,
Yeah,
what
I
about
think
just
so.
dead on the nose?
What's that?
What if you cock it here?
Like, it's better crossing it than it is on this side, but my thought is kind of up there and putting space in there. Because again, he dead jams, like, we need no doubles here, that's all. So you just got to outcount this rock. I think I'm okay with this. It was my initial thought was going.
So it looks like they've elected to go top 8. Leave some separation. Pretty sure you'd see a slash double then from Dropkin on the shooter and that rock that they tried to slash into previously in the top 8s. Thought John might consider even freezing again on that pocket in the or not the pocket, on the yellow that's frozen on the red, and really dare Korey.
Chris Plies.
Pretty good ad.
So just looking for top 8 foot,
Okay, if we're heavy
trying to
though,
make
we got to freeze.
the double angles as difficult as possible.
Go ahead. Line's good. It's always straight, I think.
You did hear Dropkin in the background, somebody from the
Full
team
12.
saying no more than
Full
3.
12. Go! Go, Colin! Keep going. Good. That away, Chris.
Or you hit and roll the middle. I think it's that.
It's the same thing.
Yep.
Looking at that slash double already.
And was this a play instead of the freeze of believing that what he leaves Korey Dropkin here is more difficult than if they played the freeze?
Well, he's making him hit the number 4
Yep.
for red, not 4th count, and 5th count for the what's in the house, but the 4th closest yellow. If that's their first shot, their first rock they have to make contact with, that's pretty good. There is a chance if Korey hits this just right, they can lose 3 of them if it sneaks by that yellow that's frozen and touches the one right next to the 2 that are frozen. If they can unlock that back one, that's not a bad thing for Korey either. But number 1 goal is 2 yellow rocks go out. This one in the top 12s and the one on the side of the 8 foot. Then he sees what maybe he gets for a bonus on the back ones.
So first rock of the end from Korey Dropkin.
Yes.
Had a fantastic shot in the 6th.
Yes. Hard. Yes. Hard. Great shot.
That's really good. Great result from Dropkin. As we said, unlock those 2 in the back too. Now there's no danger of more than 3 for Dropkin.
What's that? Well, that's where I think we got to try to just get it here so it lines up into here and let him play that one. But I mean, I guess
Such a weapon there to have from Dropkin.
He's got to try to cross it this way and get it all the way.
Well,
out.
you said coming into this
But I guess
tournament
I
he's
get
throwing
outside of
better
it,
than anybody in the
inside
country, and he showed it here these last couple of ends.
Yeah,
You could just put
I
some
firmly
space in
believed
there
it
and make him
before the
go
tournament,
like
still
this.
believe it
He's
now.
just ripping at that, but I think this might be it actually.
Okay.
Make him space because he can't throw this way. So
I like that.
same thing. Just put it on the edge 8.
Yeah, the huge shot in the 5th to pick up 3. A mistake
Similar to
by
what we just
Schuster
did,
in the
really.
6th allowed
You don't want to
Dropkin to
drop double
steal
that, they make
3.
him run one 7 feet.
And that's why we are here, and John Schuster now doing what he can to try and
I'm sure he's just going to slash it across.
protect a chance of still getting 3
Yeah,
here
I know. I'm thinking
in the
90 for
7th,
me,
and
85.
excuse me, in the 8th.
You okay with 90, Matt? Yeah. All right. This is a good one, though.
Okay, we're gonna have room.
A lot of curling to do.
Okay, it's got to curl.
Will be 3 yellow counters in after this
Curl
shot.
if you can.
For Dropkin, it'll be all about if there's a safe angle at a double that doesn't
line's
play
fine.
into a jam on that back red. And see where this settles.
That's not great.
Okay.
Yeah, not a lot of danger in playing it on the beak. All 3 yellows go.
Right in the nose gets all of them.
Dead on the
Yeah,
nose, I
ever worried
think.
that
No. That's the
The
shot.
only Slight worry is if you cross just a
You
hair,
see this doing anything with the outturn?
it could jam on the back red, but really unlikely with the weight that he's going to play to. And as long as
Sliver high is
it's,
fine too.
yeah, even a sliver high is okay, as Stapera said. But I think nose and all 3 yellows go, and that might be all she wrote.
Yeah, peel.
And the way Korey's throwing it, I expect him to make this now too. If anybody wants to wager in the booth against me, go right ahead. A couple shakes of the head.
Keep it clean.
So dead beak for the triple for Dropkin. Might see a fist pump here if he's able to come up with another big one for his squad. Even just getting 2 would be a great result.
And Korey Dropkin.
Whoa! Whoa! Curl! 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 Curl!
Get up a little bit. Only gets 1. Wow.
So a lifeline thrown to John Schuster here in the
I'm
8th.
trying to think of what the thing is here.
Broadcaster jinx once again, I suppose.
I know, it's just that this is kind of that line that might jump, might not.
You like
I think it's the outturn.
10-5?
I'm okay with it. Can we dead jam and get 3?
Yeah,
Dead jam is good.
I think so.
All right, edge rock, I'll throw 10.
So John playing a 10. Needs to cross just a little bit.
I mean, it looks like
No, I don't think it matters if it jams on the reds. Should still be 3, but
anywhere
pretty
from
wide gap
just inside a nose
to hit this for 3.
pick half 10.
Would you have wanted a little more from Chris Plies than I think when he asked if dead jam's okay?
That's all right.
Little down, maybe.
And John Schuster has
This
had
is
a
on
couple
that
of
line that we've seen him turn too. Sorry, Joe.
Hard! Right to it! Right to
he's
it!
come up short a couple of times. This one
But
has
no
it.
problem at all.
And there's the 3 for Schuster. So picks up 3, but still trailing by 2 as Korey Dropkin takes the hammer into the 9th. And Warm Room Hero is the intuitive curling club software that takes the stress out of schedules, registrations, and more. Warm Room Hero, a platform built for curlers by curlers. So check out Warm Room Hero at curling.club. That's Warm Room Hero at curling.club. Back at the rink, an American Dream. And John Schuster, a big 3 in the 8th to stay alive here against Korey Dropkin. Dropkin with the hammer in the 9th, leading by 2. Center guard put up by Matt Hamilton. Danny Casper steals 2 in the 7th to go up 9-5 on Wesley Wendling in the 3-4 game on the men's side. And Delaney Strauss, steal of 2 in the 8th to go up 10-6 against Miranda Shield. So the 2 junior champions a bit on the ropes here in the 3-4 matchups.
It should be said, regardless of the results of those games, a fantastic result for Wes Wendling and Miranda Shield to make the Final Four in the men's and women's fields as our junior champs. Future's bright for both of those 2 teams, and I'm sure if you ask them right now how they felt about their finish, they're probably a little sour. Well, West just made a great angle run in against 3 for their single point to stay alive.
Hard every inch, Chris. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep
Good
going.
sweep
And this
there.
just papers the guard to slip by from Matt Hamilton. They stack 2 on the center line.
But if there's a team in the field for the men's or women's that it's a learning experience, I don't want to use the term happy to be there, but the experience of getting into the playoffs in this tournament, you can build on that for the future. As we mentioned for West Wendling, great momentum builder and experience before going to the Junior Worlds soon.
Back 8. Clean. Back
If they
12.
can make the playoffs here, you got to figure they're a favorite for the podium at the World Championships.
Hard. Whoa. Where? T back 4.
Tom Howell's second.
I just want that to sit. That's a good spot. Top 8's the best spot right now for Dropkin, no deeper. And actually showing a good piece. You can use it if Schuster goes behind it too. So that's a good shot there from Howell.
And now Colin Huffman. His first of this 9th in, key in for John Schuster's team, trailing by 2.
Gotta go.
Getting tight to the guard here too.
Okay, line's okay. Yep.
Now tight to the redstone as well.
Okay, just corner on this one.
But just cornering on, now they're not going around.
That works, good.
So peel time for Dropkin. Quick decision.
You don't like taking the chance.
Neither team short on time anymore. Korey with just under 9 minutes. Schuster with
Unless you
about
want to try
7.5.
this.
You mentioned the World Junior Championships for Wesley Wendling. That's February 17th. It begins in Finland.
Okay.
Never been to Finland. That's one I've missed out on.
You had Siberia ahead of Finland on your bucket list.
Well, I'm glad it's crossed off. If it was someplace I had to go.
Curl!
Didn't end up in the gulag, so we're happy about that too.
Curl! Whoa! Hard.
Well, loses both centers there. Nice shot by Fenner. Moving to a corner, much better than protecting the center. So important now, keeping that middle open for Dropkin. And Joe, with the scores on sheet A and sheet C, we're inching closer to a rematch of last year's national championship game in the semifinal.
Okay, line's fine. Curl, go ahead, Maddie. Curl. Keep pushing. A little more. That's good. Shot on.
So the guard from Colin Huffman. Operation Peel continues for Korey Dropkin.
Yeah, no question about what Korey needs to do. As long as the middle's open, they're happy. Such a big shot from Mark Fenner on the previous one to move both off the center line.
Very nice, Cooch.
Cooch makes no mistake with this one either. A little simpler peel.
For both sides, a bit of wash, rinse, repeat. For Schuster replacing the guard, and then for Dropkin it'll be for peeling.
For Schuster, it's a matter of when you want to go in, move those stones around. May try to tap the yellow or even draw wide around with the intern all the way to back 4, but could be open in that port too. The angles aren't great for John to move things around to try to steal right now.
93, halfway.
The one thing they do have going for them is they know they can score. They got 3 in that 8th end. So if they do force, down 3 coming home, they don't think they're out of the game yet. At least one more guard.
Right. A couple of threes last night too for Schuster.
No deuces in this game yet. A blank, 3 ones, and
heavy clean if you can.
2 blanks.
Yep.
3 threes.
Line's good.
Problem for John Schuster, Korey Dropkin has 2 of those 3 threes.
That math will hurt you, yeah. So just a high one here from Plies.
That's good. A little bit. That's good.
Change the side
like
they
this.
peel on. Play to the intern.
Straight off is good.
Korey's thinking that he's going to try to lose the other corner maybe for a bonus here. Got to make the peel first, but if they can come off that and lose the corner, then it opens that draw path up and
Clean.
gives Schuster
Yep.
no guards to use.
Yes.
Not too thick for that. Ooh, whiskers
Okay.
that over towards the pile.
Does that help Schuster?
I don't think it helps Dropkin.
Doesn't make it as like gimme-ish. I guess if I like think if we hit and double roll here, at least I always have this to make me.
Is it ever all the way around?
Well,
Yeah,
now I
I'm
can, right? I guess.
thinking-
like I can get here now.
Yeah, what Blythe
Before I
said,
was
draw
thinking I
around
couldn't
those
get there
because
this
of
way,
the
but now I can,
angles.
I guess.
That would be my shot.
It has to bury, and it's not a lot of finish here.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna have to address this.
For sure.
Yeah, I think what Chris is saying is right.
We get a chance to throw a
If
second.
they come back fours, Korey has
we
to
just
remove
can't be
that
here. Like,
Yellowstone and
it's gotta be-
hopefully
It's got to be pretty tight to those. I mean, the only other thing
not
we can do is
leave
try to-
rocks angled
try to
off
just
so they
move
can
this a
still
little
get
bit
to
and
that
try to
stone
keep this here and
in
stay
the back
dead
of
on
the
the nose,
fours.
and then he can't get rid of that one. Like, because even if he say he blasts everything, at least we can still go under here and get a force. So maybe this is it, actually. Maybe it's just trying to just tap this and move the edge on edge and tap this to side by side. I just don't know how we're getting anything more. It's just, I don't have a lot of confidence that we can make this really good. I'd almost rather go this way, to be honest.
And we did mention that on the previous shot
yeah,
too.
I think it's easier because this one finishes better. We're just talking, my initial thought before they moved that was to just double roll under the corner. Because if we force them to one, we got a chance. I have a ton of time to talk.
Another thing we just mentioned too.
I mean, if I go in here though and I don't get it all the way to the center line, it's just a hit and then we're screwed. What? Well, it kind of is. It's a pretty big hole. But I'm going to get a second crack at it then, right? So, all right. We're going to be completely guessing on speed, and it's going to have to go off the sheet. Like, I don't know, do you guys
Other
like
than that, no
tapping this
problem.
crotch?
So the intern
It's a
come
simple
around.
game,
Look,
Tyler.
really hard.
This is the original one
I
we
think
talked
should
about.
Tap our
I
yellow at an angle and stay dead froze above this red.
I think there's a pretty good chance if John played that
Or
intern,
just,
it's
like,
going to
hit
end
it
up open
2/3
in that
here
hole.
So it doesn't shift out, like right there.
So he's thinking tap the yellow back and
I think,
sit
yeah.
the shooter in the pocket.
I mean, that might even be too much. I probably got to throw T-line, right? Yeah. Okay.
I think I still would have stuck with that out turn come around. Maybe John just didn't seem comfortable throwing it. Like he liked the result and said, I don't know how good we can make
What?
this.
Yeah, I'll throw you what I threw you last time. Like a solid, I'll 90 with a finish.
And we'll see where he ends up tapping this rock too. That yellow stone that they're tapping,
Does he have to get it under the guard?
it would help, but I think he's just trying to stagger it underneath his own maybe too, but there's a pretty good chance Dropkin will have a good look at the rock he's
Easy,
tapping
that
just to
easy.
clear that stone.
Okay. Whoa. Gotta curl.
How
Gotta
can they
curl a
bring it
mile.
in?
Gotta curl a lot.
Colin Huffman trying to get it in,
Whoa.
and they do.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that helped a whole lot.
He's gonna make this. So
I think that out turn come around that
I
they
don't know if
looked
we
at,
want,
that Blythe called, was the right shot.
You do this. Yeah.
Miranda Shield, 2 in the ninth,
Roll here. He knows
but
now.
Delaney
What if we do
Strauss,
if we just play
10-8
that?
advantage as they go to the 10th.
plays this.
Probably.
Play
And
that.
you're hooking yourself a hair. What if you nose? It's not. It's not bad.
I think the discussion is just about where to leave the shooter if they're just peeling.
See, what does he do if we just peel this out?
Yeah,
He
so I
either
just hit it
tries
on the
to make,
nose and
like,
stick it.
And roll
He
it.
might play that, which
I think he's hitting the 4 and rolling out of the corner guard and laying 2. And you might have a double back.
okay. He's nosing. That
Nose is
I
pretty
think
good.
nose is pretty
I
good.
like nose better than rolling in. Like,
Yeah, nose is good.
Nose forces Schuster to
If he plays
probably
this
play
double,
that come
this guy's
around.
Still shot.
is it shot right now?
Yeah, over this guy.
Okay.
Like firm?
Sure. And if you roll out under the card, I don't think it's awful.
How's that look with firm?
Yep.
I'm curious because when they talked about that come around on the outside, the one thing Schuster said was I could get 2 cracks at it. Now he's only got
Can always
one
roll
that'll
out.
be kind of do or die.
Yeah, he was hoping that the angles would have set up better with that tap, but needed to move that rock farther.
8. Heavy
Now
clean.
Dropkin just playing for nose. They don't mind rolling away a little bit. But if it's on the nose, there's not a lot of space for John to set anything up for a steal.
Clean. Yep.
So Korey Dropkin.
Hard. Hard. Right to it.
Hard.
It's not
Hard.
rolling away.
Hard.
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 Hard. Hard.
No roll. Okay.
All right, well, now it's a come around for John, I think, unless they're
Take a smash on
thinking
the
they're
nose,
going
they
to
probably all go 'cause it's
smash and lose
carrying
all
it
and
just
go
a
for the
shade
force.
high, or this side.
Yeah, just a millimeter high, I think.
I gotta
But
hit
we
it
gotta
pretty
have enough
hard.
to kill this one.
I gotta hit it pretty hard, eh?
Yeah, I think it is.
Because for it to carry and jam that out.
Yeah.
I
The
think
problem for
out
Schuster is
turn,
playing
no,
this
if
with a
in
lot
turn
of
hits
weight.
this one,
The shooter
depends which one
has
hits
to
first. If
stay.
it hits this one first, it's gotta be
Right.
If
in.
not, Dropkin has the blank
Yeah, I think
attempt
it's
too.
a smash, just
No, they're all going, but like, or I mean, they're not all going exactly, like, because so how dead these houses are, it makes it tough.
He's
to
got to
kill.
get a force at least to get the hammer in the 10th.
You can't give a
Right,
blank.
still
Down
should be
2
line
without
two,
is
right, so.
Yeah,
a
as
way
long as
more
it's
difficult
gonna carry
situation
it
for
all.
Yeah,
John
it's got to
than
carry to kill that.
down 3 with.
So I think we got to just.
Neither is ideal, but you much prefer
That's fine.
to be down 3 with hammer if you can get a force.
I mean, I think in carries it better. Because in it goes out, it carries forward better. If we hit this one first. If we hit this one first, it's not though. Let's throw the out, Chris. I can throw it harder, more accurate. No, I think they'd all go no matter which one. We got to hit them. We got to hit.
So all
a
3 of
sliver
these
one,
Reds
because if
need
we
to
miss a
go
sliver of the
for
outside
Schuster.
one, we're not ever going to touch the center. So. Dead
And the
nose,
shooter
pretty
has to
much.
stay in
Just
the
a
house.
feather on the inside.
sliver low.
Okay.
Luckily for John, the spot he needs to hit should keep the shooter in. And we'll see if Dropkin has a double back.
Oh, it kicked in my hand. Hard! Hard!
Yep.
Hard! Hard! Right to it!
A moment of truth.
Oh, the other Red doesn't go.
So, chance for 2 for Dropkin here in the 9th.
Yeah, just has to roll.
Yeah, if he ever needed it, he could go for 3 with a flat double, but doesn't need to. Schuster thought that grabbed something in his hand. Something got under the stone as he was sliding out.
Yep. Out turn. Firm.
So Dropkin just playing firm, taking the ice out of it.
Yeah.
Needs to roll in a little bit to outcount that yellow stone under the corner.
I was thinking firm.
Korey Dropkin, last rock of the 9th.
Clean. Whoa. Yep. Clean. Curl. Whoa. Clean.
Clean.
Straight. Yep. Yes.
Korey likes it. There is 2. And handshakes. You heard Schuster say, let's take the break. Let's get off the ice. And really, Joe, that game came down to 1 shot. Korey Dropkin, the in-turn, run back for 3 in the 5th end. You felt the momentum change. Gave his team a little bit of energy. Korey was the best player on the ice today and having the confidence to play that run. Try to win the game, put it in your hand. That's the game changer there. And Dropkin comes out with the victory, moves on to the championship game.
So 2 in the 9th for Korey Dropkin, a 9-5 win over John Schuster. That big shot in the 5th end for Dropkin got a little more help from John Schuster coming up short in the 7th to allow for a steal of 3. And this one is 9-5. John Schuster suffers his first loss of this championship, but this is a Page playoff. So he will move into tonight's semifinal at 7 o'clock, and that will be against Danny Casper, a rematch of last year's final, as Casper has finished off West Wendling 11-6. They will not play the 10th end there. Sarah Anderson drawing for 2 in the 9th. Tab Peterson has the hammer going into the 10th and a 1-point lead, 5-4 there. And Delaney Strauss in the 10th trying to finish off the women's junior national champion, Miranda Shield, as right now that one is 10-8. But Korey Dropkin gets the win on John Schuster. Dropkin goes to the final tomorrow at 4 Eastern, 3 Central. John Schuster is back tonight at 7 o'clock in a rematch of last year's final against Danny Casper. Join us then, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, for Schuster and Casper in the semifinal.
Keeping an eye on the